Picking up where we left off, leaving Lockport, New York. Next stop is Gasport. And a number of the towns along the Erie Canal from Lockport to Rochester have these lift bridges that allow the boat traffic to pass underneath. Interesting, in somebody's front yard was this appropriate themed playground. Next stop is Middleport, appropriately named because it is in the central area between Buffalo and Rochester. And along the way there are a number of historical markers explaining the work that was done on the canal. The next town is Medina, once again, small town with a lift bridge, and also famous for a couple of other things. This monument of the Big Apple, dedicated to the fruit growers of the area and their dedication and impact on the economy of New York State. And shortly after that was this large concrete buttress which holds the canal back and allows a creek to pass underneath. A little bit of a rough ride. Medina is also famous for the Medina red sandstone from the area, which the canal allowed to be transported all over the world. Here I am about to walk the culvert on Culvert Road. It is the only road passing underneath the canal. Yeah, that is the canal water dripping right into the culvert, and this is a bit of a historical site because it was featured in Ripley's Believe It or Not as the only road passing underneath the canal. Now from on top of the canal level, this site is not very well marked, so pay attention to your guide maps and look for where a road comes up to the canal from the trail side and seems to disappear, and you'll be in the right spot. And it's well worth it to get off and just stretch your legs. Wouldn't have been like me on the trip if I didn't go through there. I'm back the other way for just good measure. How can you pass up something that's in Ripley's Believe It or Not? Next town is Knowlesville, where I actually got to see one of the lift bridges doing what the lift bridges do. And right after Nelsville, in the town of Gaines in Orleans County, the northernmost point on the Erie Canal. And look, a little bit of proof that there's more than one way to see the Erie Canal. And the next town is Albany. Nice small town, another lift bridge, and led to my next detour. I just have to keep in mind these detours of today are the things that are going to make my rides a little nicer tomorrow. Well, I said they weren't making it easy on me today, and they're continuing. I just had to bring my bike up that from down there because they're working on that bridge. And now I gotta be careful as I slide down that one. But the journey continues. Next town is Holly. Well, I was wrong there. Next town is actually Hulberton. But shortly after that is the town of Holly. Holly's got a little bit of history, a really nice park, and I really recommend you stop and take a break there and check out the town of Holly. But the town of Holly has a sign up that says no camping here, and the guidebook says the town of Holly has camping. I didn't bother to call the number to find out what was up with that, but if you're interested in camping in the town of Holly area, you might want to call and double check. And then next up is the town of Brockport. The town of Brockport is one of the larger towns that you will come across on your canal trip, and shortly after the town of Brockport is the nice town of Spencerport. Once again, more lift bridges. Followed by the town of Greece, where a good friend of mine from work joined me for this portion of the ride. And if you're interested in the history of the canal, make sure you check out the junction locks where the old and the new canals at one time joined to meet. Now a little look at what some of the canal trail looks like in Rochester. Thank heaven it's paved. Yeah, the trails in Rochester are paved, but they do have a few hills. I finally made it to my destination with all my gear. And that is one of the nice things about trail system in Rochester. When you're riding on the canal trail and any of the other trails, everything is paved in the city of Rochester area. Awesome rides around here. And this is Block 33, where I get off the canal trail for the day, where I'll pick it up next week on Friday. It's been a long day, and I still have to get home. I've got almost 95 miles according to the GPS, and I'll hit my century mark because I know it's more than 5 miles to get home, and that should do it. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. My bug collection I picked up today. Awesome ride. The bike made it fine, no flat tires, but the career set did come apart. Caught a pedal on the back of my leg, brought home a lot of road dirt on my legs, and my bug collection. Get the bike fixed up and we'll be back on the road soon.
Cutting wheels, they continue turning teeth, they just continue chewing, blurring, flash of blade.